Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Vintage Story on the Aura Fury server. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So it is getting a little bit later in the year. We are into September and there is a little bit of something that I really need to take care of. And that is to get a bunch of trees planted, because even though we do have large forests around the area, I don't like destroying the forests unless I have to. And we are very definitely running out of charcoal. And the main reason we're running, well, there's two reasons that we're running out of charcoal. One is lots and lots of iron and iron tools. And that tends to take a lot of charcoal. But the second one is kind of my own doing, and that is that I have been trading charcoal with our survival goods trader to get gears. Now, we do have a fair number of gears already, but yes, we definitely have a lack of charcoal now. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys is what this area looks like now. Since the trees have grown, we've got our acacia tree here, and I think that looks wonderful. I love it. And then we've got the addition of a couple of trees up here. We've got a maple and an oak. And I would kind of like to go through and make these be a custom tree. But doing custom trees in this game is not easy. It would be nice, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it. I will do some experimenting in creative to find out for sure on that. But yes, I do need to get some trees planted, and I think we'll probably plant them in this area and maybe over by the, whatever, the bees and this area. I don't know. I guess this might be a good place to do it. I'll give that some thought. Obviously, we're limited on the amount of time before trees grow. And I think actually what I may do, because of the fact of how the oak trees grow together, I think I may push for just planting them as close together as I can and getting just a minimal amount of saplings. And I suppose I could do that on maple as well. I don't know. But let me see here. So we have 4 stacks of saplings here. We still have 51 left. That is a great deal plenty to be able to do anything in the future. So I suppose what I will do is just go plant these in a solid seeded area. So this is going to be planted one tree right next to the next. And yes, we will have very few leaves to break. And I may not break any of them. This is going to be solely for wood production. So, yeah, let me get this all planted up here. And then I suppose it's going to be a waiting game on this anyway. So we'll see what we get after that. So our Sunday live stream was concluded here a little while ago. Once again, I was joined by Apache, and we worked on the path running out towards the translocators out to the west, as well as the iron area. And prior to the stream, I had already built this section of the path, which leads up to our survival goods trader. Now, there was something weird that happened here. I broke the sand block underneath the ladder by accident, and the ladder popped off of the caravan. I can't place it back because that area is claimed. So you can break a ladder in a claimed area by removing the block outside of the claimed area if it is the only thing supporting the ladder, but there's no way to put it back. Seems to me like this dirt layer underneath the trader should be claimed as well. You know, that's just me thinking, but that would be what I would say, and that would greatly eliminate that possibility. But this path does lead way out into the distance. If we take a look at the map, we can see, so I am right here So we follow along the edge of this lake up to the trader. Then we follow along here, in between these lakes along the beach, south of this lake, then up north, kind of zigzag through a valley in the desert, and then we get to this area right here. Now that area I think is really cool, and I'll take you guys out to see it. We also went through the middle of a ruin. I think that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll have to play that ruin up a little bit, you know, make it look more interesting. I think that would be a good use for our granite cobblestone, because I don't use granite cobblestone anywhere. But if we head out this direction, we can see we go over a peat area, and we may make that look like a little peat mine without digging everything out. I think that would be kind of cool. Then we're going through the desert, and here in just a little bit we will get to the intersection between these paths, and I think that is really cool. So we set up a little spot here that has a little bit of space for people to do things. And so we've got a pile of firewood, some peat that we picked up out in the area, you know, a chest, and this actually still has all of the path blocks in it because we're definitely not done. But, you know, beds, and we've got some saplings here just waiting to grow. Hopefully they will grow soon. We did a little bit of interesting decoration here in front of the area, you know, so that's pretty cool. This path here, we can see it, well, if we zoom in, it kind of winds its way down through here and then goes into a tunnel under the mountain and ends up stopping right at our stone quarry. So that is really nice. We can get down there quite easily and quite quickly. Now this other direction, we go up to the translocator over here. We'll go this direction. And so this translocator is the one that I use to go down to NetMC's base, but I have changed it significantly. So now we have a tunnel leading down in instead of the cave dropping in, and that leads down to the translocator. On the other side, there used to be an opening on this side, and I have closed it off. And so this area is completely enclosed, and that is primarily because I am putting another path over the top of that. And so, yeah, we have the path branching again here and heading even further west. And hello there. Oh, there's a couple of them. Okay, there's one down. And we should be getting rid of the second one here in just a second. There we go. So let's see if these guys gave us anything interesting. A little bit of flax, and wow, the game is struggling. I don't know if that's on my end or on the server, but yeah. So then I am coming up here, and my shovel actually broke here, and that's when I decided to stop. But we will be going up and around the top of this because there's a big hole here that we would have to go down into and then back up. So we'll just follow around the top here, and this is going to eventually link over here to our artisan good trader. And yes, I am really excited to get him up and running the way that he should be, you know, so that we can get over there. Also, that will give us access to these heavily favorable for copper areas. So yes, that is a thing. But back at the base, it has been enough time that, well, let's take a look at the map. This is our 256 oak saplings that we planted at the beginning of this episode. And yes, it is almost complete. It is most of a solid block of wood. And I just have a feeling, I have several iron axes, and I just have a feeling that it's going to take forever to cut any bits off of that. And then on top of that, we're going to run through many, many axes. But we do need to get some charcoal going, so I am going to go and cut all of that down, and then I will have to smith up some new iron tools. Our pickaxes are doing good, but now we are out of shovels because of how much digging we have been doing here lately. So I need to make a bunch of shovels. I'll see if there are any other tools that I need to make. And yes, I need to get some progress, and I will see you guys in a little bit. So I don't know if I'm going to include any of that footage, but I did cut all of these trees down. I did break a couple of the saplings that hadn't grown, and so they are replanted here. We've got this one here and this one over here, and I think there may have been one other, maybe not. But yes, we have, well, we went through 3.5 iron axes, and we have 4 crates plus 220. That is a lot of logs. I don't even know what to do with that many logs other than turn it into charcoal. But we're going to have to make a huge pit in the ground to store all of that firewood. That is insane. I mean, just absolutely insane. Now, I don't remember how much we had last time, but we have over 2,000, well, almost 2,500 out there. And then we have more in here. You know, if we use all of our maple and our birch and the remainder of our oak, the amount of wood that we currently have, I mean, we're looking at close to 4,000 logs. And each log, if I remember, it takes 1 stack of logs to make 2 stacks of firewood? I can't remember for sure. But yes, there is a lot of logs here to be turned into firewood. And I don't know, I may do some maths and see if I can figure out what the size of charcoal pit is that we can actually fill with all of this. Because I don't want to dig out too big of a hole, but at the same time, I definitely do not want that hole to be too small. So, yes, I think I'm going to do some maths, try to figure out how big of a hole I need for this, and I will see you guys in a little bit. So maths are complete, and this is absolutely ridiculous. So we have a grand total of 4,304 logs. Well, 4,303 now, because I turned 1 into firewood to do the, you know, the figures here. But that would equate to 538 stacks of firewood. A 10 by 9 by 6 hole is 540. So we would almost be able to fill that. Now the other thing is obsidian axe. 90 durability. 1 durability taken per log. Which means using obsidian axes, I would need almost 100 axes to turn all of this wood into firewood. And I'll be honest, iron axes are not that much better. I would need 10 of them. And the cost is ridiculous considering that I can make an obsidian axe about every 20 seconds. So, one thing is for sure, this is going to require a very large hole in the ground. Now, I don't know that I want to do a full 10 by 9 by 6 because I'd like to keep some wood around. I really don't want to use the kapok and the acacia. So I may just make a 9 by 9 by 6, which is still stupidly big. But yes, that is what I'm going to do. So our original charcoal pit was underneath here. Now, I don't know that we want to do it there again, but maybe we do. I don't know. We would have a large amount of stone that would have to be mined out, and maybe that would be a better option. You know, let's do that. So what we're going to do is go out. Do I want to go out? I'm thinking we go out to the area underneath the salt, and we dig out clear down at the bottom of the world, because that is an area of phyllite rock. And that is something that I really want to be able to get cobblestone and do some quarrying on. So it would be a good chance for me to do some quarrying on that. And we can then bring all of our wood over, which would take a couple of trips, but I think we'd be okay with that. And we can always put some of it into an iron chest and take that over with us. Because an iron chest will hold, let's see here, it holds 40 stacks, and these, how many do these hold? I don't know. Okay, so it's 32 in one of these, then 64. So actually carrying a copper crate in our hands would be faster than taking an iron chest, but I guess we could put one on our back? I don't know. Well, I have a very large hole to dig, so I am going to grab myself a pickaxe, head over to the halite area, which I'll take this black bronze pick. I got this from the trader over here, the survival goods trader. But I'm going to go over to our halite area and get a little bit of digging done. So I was starting to dig out an area over in our area by the halite, and I ran into some lava. You know, didn't really seem like a good idea to be placing down firewood next to lava, because I know that lava sets ladders on fire and all kinds of other stuff. So the last thing I wanted was to have my firewood set on fire because there was lava next to the hole. So I just decided I would come over here in my base, and we have dug out the hole underneath here. So we have a 9x9x6 hole, and we have a lot of logs. Now, if we need more than what we have here, I will go ahead and start dipping into the other 3 wood types. But we are going to need tons of these obsidian axes. So, you know, it's going to be close to 100 of them. Not quite, but it's going to be close. I think I've got 17 here right now, so we've got 5 here. No, we've got more than 17. So there's 12, 16, 21. So I've got 21 in my inventory right now. So yes, it's going to be a lot of axes. So what I'll do is I will just be picking up a few logs at a time, and I suppose we'll go to that. And then it's going to be breaking logs into firewood. And unfortunately, this is kind of a problem that we're going to have, is too many logs. But whoops, that is Q, not W. So yes, I'm going to have to try to get the inventory sorted out a little, because I want all of the firewood to end up on the first row here, and that needs to go up higher. But yeah, I am going to be placing firewood for quite some time. I will get this all taken care of, and I will see you guys in a little bit. So I thought I would bring you guys in for just a moment to discuss a very important thing when making large fire pits like this. And that is to make sure that all piles of firewood are completely full. So we can see here, this would be a huge problem. So what I like to do before I expand out the next layer is to go through with a full stack of firewood and aim 1 block above the bottom and hold Control and Shift and try to place the firewood on, because it will attempt to put it at the top of the pile. So it can't put it in that one, can't put it in that one, but lo and behold, it places it in that one, and we placed out an entire stack. So if we roll our mouse wheel to the next pile, now we can no longer place anymore, and we can see there is a full stack of firewood up top. So we just go across the entire line and make sure that every pile has been made full, and then we can go on to the next set of firewood piles. Now, if you want to avoid having this type of a thing where there's firewood on the ground, after you have placed the first stack of firewood, aim 2 blocks up and then place again. And why? Did the server... Oh, yeah, it was a graphical glitch. I did not actually have anything in my hands. But yes, I will be continuing to place firewood here. So we have emptied out the smallest crate right now. So, we emptied out the smallest crate and we were able to do one full wall. So, here's hoping that we have enough. Well, I do think that I had my numbers wrong when I was calculating how many axes this was going to take. It's going to take a little under 50 axes, not 100. I was thinking the number of blocks that we're going to be filling, not the number of blocks that we needed to break to fill those spaces. But we are over halfway done finally. So we are into the that would be the sixth row. So we have 5 full rows in here. This is already a massive amount of firewood, and we have almost used up all of our oak wood already. And now we will be starting into these. So hopefully we have enough. So how I've been doing this, I grab 4 stacks of firewood. I go ahead and split these 4 so that they go onto my hotbar. And you can see that I have used sticks to fill the spots in my extended inventory. Now that I have these 8 stacks, I come in here and I place all of these in. And then once I've placed these all in, then I just go grab 4 more stacks of logs. Now, this time we will break the axe. And so go ahead and take the axe up here and we break it. So then we take another axe out of our inventory, grab the sticks, place down 1, and move the stack over. And so that way our upper inventory always stays filled, and our hotbar is the only place that these logs or these firewood have to go. And that is kind of important because, strangely enough, it always prioritizes the upper inventory when pulling something out of the crafting grid. You know, if you were to go here and take these obsidian stones and then shift click them back out, it prioritizes the hotbar. But if we make something in the crafting grid and shift click it out of here, it prioritizes the upper inventory. I am very confused as to what happens there. So, yeah, I guess it's the way that it is. But yes, there is not a lot of wood left here anymore. So I'm going to keep working on this, and hopefully we will have enough to fill this entire hole. We should. We should. And there we go, a monstrous pile of firewood. So I do think that I am going to go to the center of this, just because I want to. And then we need to grab a couple of blocks of dirt to be able to cover this once we get it lit. So let's grab 2 blocks of dirt, and we are going to place one down in preparation for lighting it. So we'll place one here. We're going to place down our fire pit in construction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a torch, light it, and cover it. And there we go. So now we should see a massive amount of smoke particles start coming out of this. And yes, now we have a long wait for the firewood to turn into charcoal. So I will be back once that is complete. So while I was waiting for the charcoal to get done, I started harvesting my crops. And this is just proof of the seeds thing that I put out here just a couple of days ago. 51 cabbages were planted, 55 seeds were returned. Yes, the seeds do come back very much stronger than you put them in. but you have to have at least 20 of them to start out with, or else your chances are very slim. Now, I've also harvested all of the berry bushes that were outside, and most of those will probably end up rotting. But I am using these fancy storage vessels for what I'm doing here. So I will go ahead and put this down here. I think we actually, yeah, we have room for the cabbage in there. And this is rye, so rye goes over here. And we actually have some decent length on this rye, so yeah, we'll just smash this stuff together. It'll still be good for 2 years, 1.8 and then 1.3. So we've got some time on that. Now I have flax and spelt still out in the other, the terraced gardens. So I'm going to go get that. And by the way, the charcoal. Yes, we have a big pile of charcoal. Yes, yes. All right, well, I will harvest these other gardens, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, here we go. The charcoal pit is finished. Wow, that is some really uneven charcoal. So, yes, we are going to go ahead and mine this out and see how much charcoal this actually yields. So I have a copper better crate here. I am kind of figuring that will be enough. So I have 4 iron shovels. Let's get to it, see what we come up with. So there we go, the completed charcoal pit. And it took 2.5 iron shovels to do that, but we've got 2,895 charcoal out of that to add to our couple hundred that we had. So that is really nice. Now I did the maths on this, and the initial charcoal pit took 15,552 firewood to fill, which is quite a bit. So the average came back to 5.37 firewood per charcoal. Not terrible, but not great, because we do get, no, I don't even remember now, is it 8 firewood per log? So yeah, it is a bit of a process to make that, but we now have over 3,000 charcoal. That should last us for some time now again. However, we do have a lot of iron stuff to take care of, and that is going to really eat through that charcoal quickly. But that is going to be it for this episode. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or anything that you would like to see, be sure to leave that down in the comments. Check out the description of the video for links to the other people on the server that are making videos. And I will see you next time. Bye.